Welcome back to Boruto Anime Review, episode number 67. This one we're reviewing the 67th episode of Boruto Naruto Next Generation's Super Chocho Butterfly Mode. Yeah, this episode I was not really big looking forward to like I have for a lot of the series because focus on Chocho. I'm not really a big fan of Chocho. I'm a fan of her father, but not her. No, because a lot of our dialogue prior to this episode always involved potato chips. Okay, she has a constant obsession with potato chips, and that's her thing for pretty much most of the entire series. Her father was never jumped by potato chips. I mean, yes, he was constantly eating them, but not to the point where he was constantly talking about them. And plus, also, the guy was a genius when it comes to basically finding food in the wilderness, as shown by a filler episode of the original Naruto series, where he takes a group of kids and point out certain plants they could eat while surviving in the wilderness. Chocho! Okay, now in this episode, her sensei does show up, and she kind of does something. I'll talk about it later. Yeah, her sensei appears for about 3 scenes the entire episode, and when the episode starts out, we have Chocho and Choji in a field. Of course, Chocho is watching a soap opera for some reason, because she's obsessed with soap operas. And her father is showing off his awesome jutsu, not only the human boulder, which she has done in the series, and she doesn't like doing it at all. And he even showed off his awesome move that he actually developed during the fourth Ninja War, the butterfly mode, which actually does cause him to slim out, which that's probably because basically his wife basically fell in love with his slender form. And of course, his lovely wife, how do you pronounce her name here? Let's see. Her name is, let's see if I can, I'm trying to find her name here. Yeah, so I had the Wiki site just to be sure about it. Okay. I think it's pronounced Corny. Koruchi. Yeah. Koruchi. That is his wife, who she this is probably the first time she's actually basically included in this series, and she has lines. Like, I was so shocked to see her to do this, because the last couple times we saw her, she just was there for non-speaking cameos, and now she finally has lines, and she gets arguments like, and she's like, says something like, "Nah, I don't understand why you fell in love with Dad, with him," and they're both growling at each other, and then Choji's like, "Oh, I love you both." It is by far a hilarious scene to see that his wife and daughter are arguing right in front of him, and they're arguing over him. I thought that was so hilarious. And later on, of course, she's complaining to Sayara about her father. And of course, she shows off her awesome jutsu, which caused her to lose a bunch of weight. Yeah, that's the thing with this particular jutsu. Even when Choji uses it, it gets slimmed down. And she stays this way the entire episode, staying slim. She refused to go when she's going to action later. She refused to go to the partial jutsu mode. She just wants to stay thin for this soap opera actor that she has a crush on. Yeah. And when she finally meets him, she just doesn't talk, doesn't say a word, tries to be polite to him. Oh yeah, and it's later shown that she's basically fangirling out when she's not seeing him. Yeah. And Team 10 and Team 7 are working together to protect these two actors. Team 7 gets the actress, which I'm surprised Naruto make up like, hey, when I was around Boruto's age, I actually protected an actress. Of course, she's a daimyo of the land of snow. Yep. Those of you who have ever seen the film Naruto Ninja Clash Land of Snow, he protected a actress in that film. Though it did have partial follow-up with that film with the characters going to a movie in this actual series. I kind of wish they would reference that. But, nope. I was kind of hoping maybe Naruto would mention the fact that when he was younger, he at one point, there was many bodyguard missions. He actually was a bodyguard to an actual actress, but he doesn't bring it up at all. Matter of fact, Naruto only appears for one scene in the entire episode, and this scene only lasts for about 4 minutes. Yeah, it's not very long of a scene, but it's nice the fact that Boruto's a little more respectful to his father, which I do appreciate that, and of course the guy is acting, the actor's acting so mysterious of why they're hiring them. He just closes a blind, one, not all of them, just one, and pokes a little finger through. I've seen this done as a cliche for a lot of people who receive death threats in fiction. So seeing anime, I'm actually shocked the fact anime actually went this far, because this is normally seen in live action. Never for anime, or even a cartoon, mind you, where a character receives a death threat and they have to basically poke their fingers through a blind to look around to see if or somebody's after them. Yeah, it's a common cliche in drama to actually feature this particular thing, but to see in an anime that's mostly comedy, action, stuff like that, this is something completely out of the blue. The fact you actually do that. I'd be shocked if somebody does a review and doesn't mention that little factoid. Yeah, he says the death threat against him. Of course, his co-star doesn't take it seriously. His producer's overreacting to it, and it's a stereotypical style of a death threat. It's somebody who sends a letter with letters from like different sources, like a magazine or a newspaper. Yeah, not the first time I've seen this. I'm like, I've seen this before in live action, and I've seen it in live action TV shows and in film. I'm actually shocked that this anime actually went this far to use another trope of live action. Not only the whole pulling the blinds down, pull the finger through, look around. I mean, the guy is in a high building. Who else is gonna kill him up there? Seriously. But they used the whole letter thing. I'm like, wow. And they go to the studio, which is on, of course, the Hidden Leaf Village. Why not? Though it's the first time the studio's been seen since that one off episode prior to the tuning exam. We have Team Udon, which is Metal Lee, DK Wambe, they're protecting a documentary crew. And this is kind of the first time it's seen since then, but it's nice to see it. I have no problem with it at all. And Chocho, basically, seeing the episode, she's acting subservient to him for really no reason at all. Giving him food, a towel, water, stuff like that. Yep. Even first she gave him a pen, and then she gives him a towel, and then she gives him food, and it's like, oh yeah, I need a drink too. So she rushes out, gets him drinks. Of course, she bought like a bunch of stuff, and then what we need to buy anyways. And I think he could tell that she has a crush on him. That's like, she's supposed to be 12 and he's supposed to be about 30. Yeah, so this is kind of creepy. And so there's an attack on the set. Somebody dressed up in a gas mask, wearing a ninja headband that looks awfully like the Hidden Rain Village. Yeah, I think it's possibly either Hidden Rain or it's the Hidden... From what I can tell by looking at it, yeah, it's the Hidden Rain Village. Yep. It looks like this person was hired from the Hidden Rain Village. I can tell that. Now, if it was Hidden Mist, it'd be wavy lines. But this is all straight. And the only village I know of that has that symbol is the Hidden Rain Village. Now, this is the first time I've seen somebody from the Hidden Rain Village in this series with that headband. This guy could be from the Hidden Rain Village, but here's the thing. In the show itself, no one has been shown to be leading the village since Naruto killed its leader prior to the Fourth Great Ninja War. Yeah, he killed Pain. As for the Lady Angel, she got killed by Obito. Just so he can find out where she buried Nagato and Yanato. Yeah, the two guys she was in love with. Yeah, and he sends out looks like a very weirdly made smoke grenade that causes smoke screen. It causes also Chocho, when she goes to a partial expansion form, she's like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go to my butterfly form for no reason. And she somehow misses her target and somehow stays slim. And then because one of the actors was actually injured and the shoot could take maybe a couple weeks and they need to find a replacement, they're like, and he's like, no need to find a replacement. Have Chocho do it. Yeah. And she's given the script. And what scene is she called to fill in for? A kissing scene. And she overreacts to this. Wow. Kind of an oddball episode. Yep. And next week, she overreacts again to try to make out with her crush. At one point, one scene, she's actually going to take off a dress that she was wearing. I don't know if she's wearing underwear underneath, but she looked like she tore it off just to get it off. And they even have Shikadai tried to stop. I should point out, though, Shikadai and Inojin don't show up until about almost 10 minutes into the episode because I'm thinking, no, it's a team up with Team 7, Team 10. Oh, also, Orochimaru shows up in the episode. Oh, yes. A second episode Roy's actually showed up in. Yeah, but he's only showed up for just for a handful of episodes so far. I mean, he showed up for like 2 episodes of the Sadara arc. He showed up for, I think it was like 1 episode during, I think in the aftermath of the Ghost arc. And he showed up about 2 or 3 episodes of the previous arc. But, yeah. First time I can think of, he's actually showed up in an episode that's not adapted from, let's say, from a movie or a manga, where it hasn't been that long, because he just showed up in last week's episode, well, the week prior to this one, and he shows up here, okay, and he's basically giving out the permission slip for him to sign, and Chocho gives her father the same thing. Why couldn't we see the scene for Sadara and the rest of the group? Why do we now? I get Mitsuke. Why for him? Because he's a cool character and Orochimaru is an awesome villain. But why just these two? Couldn't we just have another quick little scene of Sakura signing permission slip because Sasuke's out of town, or in the case of Boruto having his mother sign it as well because his father's busy. Of course, his father's Hokage. In the case of Shikamaru, of Shikadai and Inojin, for Inojin, it could have been probably both his parents could have signed it, or probably show like maybe one of his parents. It could be his smoking hot mother, or his awesome father, Sai. In the case of Shikadai, it could be either his father or his mother. But nope. I should point out though, now I looked up basically how Choji's supposed to be at this point. A lot of these characters, with the exception of Tamari, are supposed to be all in their early 30s. Tamari is probably, by looking at her, because she's about a few years older than Shikamaru, I think she's around her mid-30s, but she's still smoking hot, though she has shown up in a little while. Yeah, but I'm glad to get a chance to see Choji actually doing something instead of standing around giving exposition. Yeah, him doing moves, and having Chocho's mother currently actually having lines. That's another bonus for this episode. But yeah. Oh, and also, we get a chance to see Mogi doing something. Because what does she do a lot of the time when she's seen? Nothing. The only thing she's seen, her only action bit this whole entire series so far, is her holding up a piece of a set that was about to collapse on an actress. I'm like, seriously? Woman, you know Woodjutsu! Use that! You're supposed to know Woodjutsu. You was revealed prior to the start of the series. You know Woodjutsu, but you're never seen using it. I don't know what is up with the animators and not allowed to use Woodjutsu. I mean, people know she knows Woodjutsu, and yet she's never been shown using it. No idea why. It's probably by far, for a lot of people, one of the biggest complaints about the series is the fact that this character, Mogi, who's no friend of Konohamaru's, who may have attracted him, who knows. And she's supposed to be a very powerful character, and she's supposed to know Woodjutsu. It is 67 episodes in, and almost every time she shows up prior to this episode, she just stands around, gives a couple lines of exposition, and she does nothing. At least Konohamaru shows up awesome moves, gives exposition, and actually does something to contribute to the plot of an episode. In this episode, she contributes barely anything. I mean, she contributes to one small moment. That is it. So, animators, please do something with this character. Have her do something aside from standing around and get expectation to have, and do more action bits with her, because she's supposed to be a powerful ninja, and yet she hasn't had a chance. So anytime in all the whole series, I would have thought this episode would be perfect for her to show off her awesome moves. Nope. God forbid we do that. Yep. So yeah, not much else to say about this episode. It's okay. And next week, oh, I'm looking forward to basically her Chocho with this whole kissing scene. I'm not exactly overexcited about it, but I'm interested. Because probably she's going to punch that guy in the face because this guy's fake smile. Heck, even Shikidai pointed out in the episode that, yeah, he does not like his smile at all. So maybe this guy has some secret motive. I hope to God this arc is finished up by next episode, because I think the way this arc goes, I highly doubt it can last maybe beyond the next episode or the episode beyond that. I have a funny feeling this arc will probably last maybe 3 episodes at most, because there's two episodes after this one where Chocho's name in the title. So we may get a chance to see maybe this arc is going to be a 3-parter. Who knows? But can we have an arc in the future to actually focus on a different team? I'm glad that we finally have an episode focused on Team 10. Not just Shikamaru, not just Shikidai, but actually focus on them. But Inogen did a little bit in this episode, but I kind of wish he had a little bit more to do. But if we want to think of one team that's barely got anything in this whole series, I would say it's 2 teams. Team Udon and Team Hanabi. Those 2 should have more episodes dedicated to them instead of just one-off episode where they do something. I was a little bit disappointed. I like the Team Udon episode, but Team Hanabi make me wanted more, but I wasn't satisfied with it because it was just them rescuing animals from escape from a zoo. Yep. So yeah, that's really it for this particular review. So stay tuned later on this week for episode 68, which is going to be Super Chocho Kiss Mode. Yeah. Alright. But I'm going to do one more video for today. I have one more plan for today. And that is a review of My Hero Academia. That is, I was going to do this yesterday, but I ran out of time. But today I'm going to do it, okay? But do this next review. Bye.